Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to a first episode of Aloga Talk, where I'm joined by Denis Lynch, Bertram Allen, and Sasha, Nygaard, Andreas. And I actually should have done that the other way around, right? Started with the lady first. However, we are here for a very good reason. Bertram, is this the moment that we are announcing Denis Lynch's retirement from show jumping? Is it?
Not quite yet, but I'm sure my wife Julie will be delighted about it. I'll be at home a bit more, but no, not yet. I hope a few more days left to me.
Oh, well, we do have a good reason to sit down with the four of us. Aloga is coming up. The Aloga auction is held at the 6th of May in Centaur Park in Belgium. And the collection has been strong in previous years, but the collection has been made extra special this year with the addition of 2 older horses. And then one of them is your very good horse, very good stallion, Dark Chocolate. Why is Denis Lynch selling such a good horse?
Well, I've been approached by Bertram numerous occasions, and eventually he explained to me his whole theory and where he wants to be, and he really wanted to get 1 or 2 older horses into the auction, and I think it's a great opportunity. So why not?
Bertram, when did you first spot Dark Chocolate? Is it when Denis was bringing it out on shows, or did you see it earlier? When did it catch your eye?
Well, me and Denis would be very close, so I remember already as a 7-year-old he tried it, and he showed me the video of it already as a 7-year-old been tried, and I was very enthusiastic about the horse. So I've actually followed it for almost 3 years now, and I think the last 12 months or since the auction last year, it's come into my head, the older horse idea, and I spoke to Denis a good few times about it, not that he agreed the first time I gave the idea to him.
Well, what is the idea behind bringing older horses into an auction? I mean, so far, Aloga was mainly 6-7-year-olds. Why do you step into that older segment now?
Yeah, well, we're just trying to give the best we can, and obviously everybody has to start somewhere, and we started here 3 years ago. We had an auction in the garden here with 8 horses, the best 8 we could get together, and it was a great success. And then after that we moved to Centaur to do the auction there, and obviously much more possibilities, was much bigger and better. And already 2 years ago and last year, like we sold our best young horses, and people also asked why would you sell that horse? We had a world champion in it last year. We had I had a very, very good 7-year-old called Quinn, one of the better 7-year-olds I've ever had, and he went in, and I think it also surprised a lot of people, and a lot of people asked why. But to make this thing work and to make it a product for the future, we're trying to put the best we can, and after asking Denis enough times and the possibility of doing something with Dark Chocolate, I also thought it was maybe 1 year too early, but if we didn't take the chance now to get a horse like that, or a horse like Kiritan from Maxi, to get a horse like that again next year is very, very hard. So we're gonna try.
Okay, we'll talk about Kiritan in a minute, Sasha. Denis, first to you, can you just, for me, give me an idea, create an image? Who and what kind of a horse is Dark Chocolate?
Mentally very, very, very easy to work with in every way, as he was been from a 7-year-old on. Never gets fazed by anything. Incredible rideability. Mentally very, very tough. Also physically very, very tough. He's just a really, really cool horse to have. And to go back to your first original question regarding why, 2 years ago we also I found a very, very interesting horse at the Aloga. It was called Carpaccio. He's ended up a really, really cool horse. And I think that putting Chocolate in there, which is a horse I've produced myself over the last 3 years, which Bertram has said has given someone else the opportunity, because I've been around a long time, thank God, and rode lots of big classes and championships, and to give someone else the opportunity, please God, that they get a great horse like this and they can maybe continue or make their career better again, so.
Imagine somebody watches this video, sees the video of Sasha riding Dark Chocolate actually in the presentation. What can you expect sitting on such a horse? Can you give us a little bit of an idea of the feeling that horse gives you on the flat, on the jump? What a sensation do you get from him?
Again, like I said, he's just very, very simple. My daughter does most of the work with him, Sarah, at home. There's not a show I haven't taken to. He's been all around Europe, and we've also flown him across to bigger shows across seas and stuff. So he's just a very, very easygoing horse. Like as an 8-year-old, at the end of the year, I jumped him in London Grand Prix, which is a good character test, and he was clear on that. There's not a show where you wouldn't want to take him to, or you can go right into any 150, 155, 160 class in the world with him tomorrow.
Zascha, fortunately, you're of a different conformation, let's say, than Denis Lynch, which is a compliment in every possible way. Nothing better.
No, absolutely not.
But I can imagine when the boys asked you to ride Dark Chocolate on the presentation videos, knowing that the horse would come from Denis, what was going through your mind? Were you nervous about riding him? How did you approach that day?
Yeah, for me it was, I know Dark Chocolate from Denis riding the big classes, World Cups, everything. So I had to say a bit respect having to ride him and show him. But Denis brought him here and I got on the first time I ride this horse, and he has this nice snaffle on. So I thought, okay, that's a good sign. And from the very first jump, he was just very easy, right, straight forward and light-footed off the ground. Like he was, I don't know how I would imagine him, but I mean, the scope is no question because he jumped everything and showed that he can do that. So it was just the rideability is like he was a dream to ride. It's a lovely horse, and yeah, I think he can really, with every rider, he can match whoever sits on him.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of his big talents.
It matches, of course, with what you say, Denis, but imagine that Dark Chocolate would not have gone into the Aloga auction. What would have been your plan, say, for the next 12 months with that horse?
That's a great question, Frederick. We were going to slowly, build him up more this year. The big goal was probably next year to try and qualify for the World Cup finals, and which is in Basel. And I've had many great years there at the horse show. So that was the big goal for him next season. This year, obviously, we didn't have to put him under too much pressure in the sense I've got a few older horses that would help out. So that was a major goal next year with that horse. If obviously Bertram didn't approach me, but then he did, and then I obviously agreed to it. So that's how it is. But I've produced lots of good horses through the years, and please God, I can do that with the next one.
Bertram, is it then right to say that maybe 2024 for Dark Chocolate is the year for his breakthrough to really step up into those bigger classes? If you hear what Denis's plan was?
Yeah, definitely. But I think also if you just check the horse's results, like his 23-24 season through the winter, he jumped a few World Cups, few Grand Prix, and I think he really broke onto the scene, like Madrid, La Coruña, Basel, Gothenburg, one show after another. It was really fantastic, and I think that's only a platform to build on.
Yeah, it's maybe too easy to say that 2024 would be the year to have a breakthrough if he already jumped clear in the Gothenburg Grand Prix.
Yeah, that was his last show before obviously getting him doing the presentation video for Aloga. So it was very, very important again. And again, he stood up, and which he always does, when you call upon him. And he always tries his best. Like, there was a really big example last year. We had him in Verona, and everyone knows, as Bertram knows, or Zascha, Verona's a very, very tough indoor show, World Cup. That was his kind of first real major character test, and he was brilliant there,
I just realized, is it Zascha, Nygaard, Andreessen, or should I put Lill in there somewhere?
It's Lill now, yeah.
Sasha, Nygaard, Lill. Okay, I apologize, I messed that up. Okay. Lill makes sense because your husband, Maximilian, brings in his very best horse into the auction. 9-year-old at the moment, Kuritan. You told me just before we hit the record button that actually the moment that he brought the idea to you, you were quite surprised that he even wanted to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, he called me and And he said, yeah, I have this idea and putting Kirtang in the auction. And to be honest, I was a bit shocked because it's his only horse to ride the big classes right now. And it's his first horse and his best horse. He's everything, I would say, for the sport and the career. So first of all, I didn't really understand, but he kept on. And in the end, I just realized that Max wants the best of the best for Aloga. So even if his career has to stand by for a bit, he would do it because he really believed that it's something special and he will give everything for it. So it's just, I think it's how you can see the heart behind the collaboration or the Aloga team. And yeah, I think that's incredible.
It's a great thing to hear, no, Bertram? The heart for the Aloga team, for what is being created. Like you brought in your best 7-year-old last year. Maximilian brings his very best horse, the best horse he's ever ridden, that really takes him to a higher platform, is really willing without any doubt to step down and say, hey, it's time, he has to go into a Aloga auction, it's ready.
Yeah, but isn't it amazing? And it's something that makes me very, very proud. Like, just to hear what Sasha's saying there, you can, like, to have a team like that all working together and pulling in the right way is something very unique. And from actually to take a step back and put the horse in. And Denis, obviously, also with Dark Chocolate, me and Denis are very, very tight, and there's obviously a reason for that. And obviously it's our business to sell horses, and it goes without saying. But at the end of the day, Denis is also doing that to help us and support us, and hopefully we can support him back by selling the horse. But like to hear Sasha talking there about the pride that he and all of us have in this whole thing, and one moment it mightn't suit me to sell a horse like that, or mightn't suit Maxi at the moment, but we're all thinking of the bigger picture and we're trying to create something here. And I think what we have created in a short space of time is fantastic, and we all believe in it so much, and we crack on now and keep going.
I also imagine that it's easier if one has taken a step, bringing you with your very good young horses, and it's also easier for the other one to say, well, okay, if Bertram commits that much, you with the biggest career on the international scene, it's also easier for the others to follow, I can imagine. Bertram, can you describe the horse for me? For if you have to close your eyes, you haven't seen the horse. What would you see? The way it looks, the way it jumps, the way it moves?
A beautiful horse, a 9-year-old stallion, but absolutely gorgeous. The type is 10 out of 10. He's still a little bit green. Maxi got him and he'd done very little. He was left behind a little bit as a young horse, and in fairness to Maxi, he's done a fantastic job producing him. And then from being so far behind, he already was double clearing a 3-star Grand Prix at the end of 8, so all of a sudden you're going from behind to being right up to speed. But no, gorgeous horse with a great technique, and definitely an exciting horse.
All right. 2 older horses in this year's Aloga auction. Auction is at the 6th of May. Trials are open as from...
Normally, especially the 2 older horses won't compete again now. Maybe some of the young horses still need another show or 2. Most of them don't. Most of them have been in Sunshine Tour, have been now in Saint-Tropez, or but maybe 1 or 2 young horses, but the older horses not. So yeah, if somebody is serious, we can organise trials from now on in.
Dennis, one last question. Dark Chocolate.
Please, one more.
Looking at my level of riding, would it suit me?
Even your level. I think you could put some really cool sunglasses on, get on that horse's back, and I'm telling you, he'd take you around very, very safely. Especially now that you're a father. And
what is realistic for Dark Chocolate? Where can we see the horse, you think, in the next 6 months?
Like I say, I was planning on building him up towards World Cup finals next year. The reason we have taken this time is because the horse gives everything in the ring, and I've always found with horses who are mentally like that, to give them an extra 6 months or 12 months, which we've given him. So obviously I'll be sad to see him go, but I'll be very, very even more proud to see him continue on and give the next rider some great results, which he will give.
Bertram, Dark Chocolate, big stallion, however, ridden by Denis's daughter, produced by Denis's daughter at home, ridden here at the presentation by Zascha which client suits that horse? Who is going to ride with that horse in 6 months' time anywhere in the world at a show?
I think a lot of people, in fairness, I think he's a quite unique horse in that aspect. I don't think there's any rider in the world that wouldn't want Dark Chocolate on their team. You can bring him to any show in the world, jump any class. And then on the other hand, he can suit so many people, maybe one level down, or I don't think it matters if it's a strong man or a girl or whatever different level. I think he's very adaptable, but like obviously still any of the best riders in the world would want him on their team.
Dennis, you do realize that there is an option, a possibility that in 6 months' time he'll be up against you?
I'd hope so, and that's it's happened to me before, and it's great to see a horse. You know, first of all, given this opportunity, and Bertram did hassle me a bit about it, and I respect that, and I know how passionate he is and his team behind him, and with the Aloga. And it would be great to see this horse jump at the World Cup finals next year with somebody else. Why not? And if he beats me, I've also no problem with that.
All right, there we go. A horse that has jumped clear in a 5-star Grand Prix already, and a 9-year-old Cretan that has jumped double clear in a 3-star Grand Prix as well. Coming up in the Aloga auction, 6th of May. Dennis, Bertram, Sasha, thank you very much for talking to me, to us, to me. This was Aloga Talk. See you next time. Bye-bye.